Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newbold and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.
Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 153 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Iron Mike Van Stratton, joined by the legendary Rodney Newbold. Rodney, on a Wednesday. Feels weird.
It does feel weird. Happy Wednesday to you, and thanks to listeners for staying patient with us. Not able to get a show in last night, but an NBA draft special recap show tonight. Looking forward to that NBA draft. We'll get to a lot of things in a minute. I think last night was really good. Second round, and maybe it's just always second round, but second round for me has been pretty meh. Second round. Maybe that's all they are. Maybe second rounds are just meh in general.
I love a good second round in the NFL draft, but second round in the NBA draft is pretty meh. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, where like the NFL draft has so much buzz, and you have a million people that are standing out there, even in like day 3, where it's just like they're just having like kids go up there and like God knows who to read the picks. But like the NBA, like it's in New York City, and there's like 5 Knicks fans that are there, just like whenever like the Knicks make a pick. It's just like there's no buzz, there's no juice. But a lot of good players. This was a pretty decent draft class, especially like right at the top of the board. Yeah. You have, I know, a lot of thoughts about some of your favorite picks and stuff. Real quick though, before we get to that, a couple notes. Number one, we are officially 77 days until the NFL season.
That's 11 weeks from today.
Yeah, Wednesday. Yep, 11 weeks to the day.
That's interesting. That's interesting for one. That's a little terrifying for two, because we know how much time the NFL will take away from us over that 22-week span that it is. And 3, it's exciting.
It is very exciting. It's funny, like 11 weeks in the NFL season flies by, but the 11 weeks in the summer that lead up to the NFL are going to take forever. But I'm very, very hyped about that. And then, of course, before we get to your NBA draft thoughts, thank you to Gateway Sports for being patient with us whenever we, cancel shows on a dime and then move them to a Wednesday. And that's just sort of how we are. That's how we roll. But we appreciate their patience and all their support. And I know, Rodney, you have a few words to mention about them as well.
Yeah, Gateway Sports. If you love sports at every level, there's only one place you need to be. That's Gateway Sports. They cover it all, from the preps, college, and pros. Real coverage, real voices, real passion for the game. From live shows to podcasts, Gateway Sports connects the region like nobody else. Proudly powered by First Form and Recalibrate. Visit gatewaysports.net. Every level, one Gateway. And before I move any further, so Gateway Sports is our first official major sponsor of the show. And as of July 1st, there will be more opportunities. And I know I said that in January, but now I mean it in July. Not ready. I'm ready. All right, July 1st.
It's a different J month. It's a different J month.
July 1st, you can get involved with the show however you'd like. Reach out to me, and we'll get that taken care of. But Gateway Sports, first official and proud sponsor of the show, Stupid Sports Show. Thank you. And they just liked our tweet too. So thank you, Gateway Sports.
Shout out Gateway. All right, I'm going to throw this comment up from Dan. This is a good point because this comes up every single year for the NBA draft. It's easily my biggest pet peeve. It's everyone's pet peeve. Can you explain why the NBA doesn't let teams trade the draft picks, like the Timberwolves announcing their selection despite having already traded the pick? The easy answer, Dan, is it's because the NBA, the new year doesn't officially begin until June 30th.
Yeah.
Or no, not even that. It might be like July 6th, actually, when the new year I don't know. It's like, the point is like the new year begins after the draft. So all of these trades are sort of just like, in theory, I think it's so stupid, though. Like, I don't know why they don't just start the league year earlier so that these trades could be official. And also, like, I saw like the Lakers, they were involved in one of these draft day trades where, Carr from Baylor, he goes up there as, the Knicks selection, even though everyone knows that he's actually going to the Lakers. And then today they announced, oh, welcome to the Lakers officially. So then it's like, okay, well then if it was official now, why couldn't they have just done that yesterday?
My question would be, what if the team went up and said the wrong name?
Yeah. Yeah.
we instead of Michael Jordan, we said Craig Elo. So now you've drafted Craig Elo at the 25th.
Sabotage.
Pick.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought you said Jordan. I thought it was Elo. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Along those lines too, like, yesterday Miami makes their selection, even though it's a pick that's going to be Milwaukee's due to the Giannis trade. What happens if like someone in that trade fails their physical? Like what happens? What happens? So Milwaukee basically tells Miami, like, this is who we're picking. Okay, Miami makes the pick for them. Maybe a guy that Miami's like, ugh, really? You want that guy? Okay, fine, whatever. And then what happens if like they do the physicals and then there's something happens with Giannis's thing and they're like, oh God, we just discovered he has this debilitating injury that like we don't want to do this deal now. And then they waive the deal. I mean, it's happened before. It happened with the Lakers and the Hornets with the Mark Williams trade, where it was a trade that went through. It was announced, but then the failed physical happens and it gets retracted. The team can back out of it.
My guess is you have
what would happen?
I guess is you have to keep the guy you drafted.
Yeah. Will we ever see that happen in our lifetimes? Surely at least once, right?
I mean, do we know that it hasn't happened?
It's probably happened. All right, Dan, since I know that you're listening to the show today.
Yeah. You got some research. You got some homework.
Has a trade ever been taken back after draft picks have been made from that trade? Does that make sense? I probably announced it so poorly.
Bulls just
and then real quick, Dan brings up a good point though. NHL league year starts July 1st, but yet like the trades are all official. Like it's not like the Blackhawks are gonna announce their fourth pick tomorrow because immediately it goes to Buffalo. Yeah, you know what, Dan, you're so right. I do not get it. I've never understood it, and especially the second round, where of the 30 picks that we saw tonight, like 4 of them were called by the teams that are that they're actually going to. Like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Bulls just drafted a Russian that has like 20 letters in his name. So good luck with that one. I'd never heard of him.
Back.
Some Russian guy.
Welcome back.
So, and by the way, Shams just reported that the Lakers and Mavericks just made a trade. Is Luka going back to Dallas? I mean, he did. He just reported that. Trying to see what it is here. Oh, it's some Ishenko is going to Dallas. I don't know. I've made a trade. Anyways, I don't know. Vujvad Ishenko. I don't know.
All right, good. Glad we cleared that up. No, I have no idea.
Yeah. No.
Glad we cleared that up.
Good question on that, Dan. In the NHL draft, I know he wants to talk some NHL later. Let's get through some NBA and maybe we can get to his NHL because there was quite a few trades, including my St. Louis Blues making a deal. But let's do NBA first. Where do you want to start?
Well, I just saw, by the way. So did you say Vyslavlad Ishchenko?
Yeah.
So that's the guy the Bulls just drafted, but that player was then going to the Lakers, but now he's going to the Mavericks.
So he's actually been
from the Bulls to the Lakers to the Mavericks in about 3 minutes.
Yeah. So he's been on 3 teams in 3 minutes.
Yeah. That's good. That won't be at all confusing when he looks back at his like draft day photos.
Yeah. No, I'd be interested. I'd never heard Vyslavlad Ishenko.
Yeah. Are we sure that he's not supposed to be one of the prospects for Friday's NHL draft?
Yeah, right. You're 100% right. He definitely seems like a hockey player.
Dan, that's what I thought Rodney was saying too. Vasanthy Shenko is exactly who I first thought of when Rodney was trying to get through that name.
Yeah. No, now that would get a GM fired. If he went up to draft day and he's like, we want to get this guy, and he's not in the draft. He actually is in another draft. But yeah, no, I can see the comment now. I don't know what this guy's name is.
It doesn't matter. All right, NBA draft thoughts. Honestly, not a very exciting draft in the sense of like stunning picks. I'm pretty sure the first like 8 guys were the consensus for mock drafts. So you had DeBonsa go number 1 to the Wizards. Utah ended up getting Darren Peterson. I know, Rodney, you and I talked a little bit about how Peterson supposedly hadn't met with Utah at all, but it was more of a, I want to view myself as the number 1 overall pick, as opposed to I don't want to go to Utah. And he did end up meeting with Utah earlier this week, and clearly it's comfortable going there. So Peterson goes 2, Cameron Boozer 3 to Memphis. The Bulls end up with Caleb Wilson. Then you have Diamond Dude Keaton Wagler 5th to the Clippers. Mikael Brown out of Louisville going to the Nets. Darius Acuff to the Kings, and then Kingston Flemings to the Hawks. So really, like 1 through 8 were chalk. The first surprise, I guess, was Morez Johnson to Dallas. Not surprising that it was like a Michigan guy, but I think people maybe expected it to be like one of the other Michigan guys. I know like Lindeborg and Mara, I think some people had them both over Morez Johnson, but Dallas ended up going with him instead. So, and what are your initial thoughts there about the pick? Like your favorite prospects, your favorite team fits? Just give me some of your thoughts there.
So before we talk NBA draft, let me tell you, I was absolutely floored. Dusty May left Michigan in June.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong. Like a college guy leaving for an NBA job is not a surprise. But to me, Dusty May leaving after winning a national championship in the middle of the summer somehow, some way shocked me. Like when I saw it, I was absolutely shocked. And there's going to be more college guys going in the NBA. And I know your comment was that doesn't work. And you're right. Like your history behind this is right. But college guys are kind of coaching NBA type leagues anyway right now. They may as well get paid more and get the better players in the NBA. But anyways, I think that's interesting.
Rodney, I do not question it at all of why college coaches would want to go to the NBA. Mm-hmm. I totally understand why they would want to go. It's more money. You don't have to deal with the NIL nonsense. Like, it makes all the sense in the world. What I'm confused about is why NBA teams are so adamant about hiring college guys. Because, like, who has worked? Who has gone successfully from the college ranks to the NBA and been a highly successful coach? You don't see it. You don't see it at all.
Yeah, no, you don't see it. And every time one gets hired, it's like, well, this is the guy that's going to change that. I really do think Dusty May is set up for some pretty good success. He's going to have a decent group there in Dallas. I do think Dusty May can handle NBA players. I think he's got the mentality and the personality to do that. We'll see. I mean, I like the hire because I like Dusty May. I'm going to miss him in the college game. I love the college basketball, and one of the biggest advantages for Dusty May going to the NBA is the University of Illinois, because Michigan's going to take a step back. And Illinois has obviously continued to rise. They're on the cusp. Like literally, I'm telling you, Tim, Illinois might win a national championship this year. It just might.
This year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
With all of the Europeans that you could get over in March.
They got everybody back, but Wagler. Wagler was good, but he was not, to me, their most important player. Anyways, let's talk NBA draft. AJ DeBansa and the Washington Wizards are going to be fun. I don't know how good they'll be. They should be sniffing the play-in game. Correct? They should be. They should be sniffing the play-in game. The bottom of the East has been really pretty poor.
Who should be?
The Wizards.
Oh, the Wizards? Oh, yeah, healthy and health-wise. Yeah, if Trae Young, Anthony Davis play 50 plus games, and Debance is good. Yeah, I would say 10th is a good spot for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Darren Peterson has I can't guarantee, I'm not going to guarantee this, but Darren Peterson has a good shot at becoming the best Utah Jazz player to ever wear a Utah Jazz uniform. Hot take?
I'd say so. I would say better. For all of his flaws on a personal level, I mean, you're talking about better than the third highest scorer in NBA history in Karl Malone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's got a potential being I think he's got a potential being the best player that's ever played the Utah Jazz uniform. I just leave it at that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, yes, he's got some baggage. I still question this baggage, like what actually went down here. I'll admit he's got some baggage, but I think he could be a really, really, really good player. Caleb Wilson to the Bulls is a good pick. It's a good pick, right? Like he's going to be a good player. I skipped Cameron Boozer because I think that's a very safe, strong pick for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Maybe I just got caught up in in a small sample size watching him in the tournament, but I came away very unimpressed with Cameron Boozer. I don't see NBA star. I think NBA guy, but I don't see perennial all-star there. And some people disagree. Like I was looking at the draft rankings from the Ringer, who have Cameron Boozer as the number one prospect in the entire class. I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah, I got you there. Keaton Wagler should get a good opportunity in LA, right? What are the Clippers like? What do the Clippers look like going forward, right? Because is Kawhi Leonard going to be there?
Okay, so you want to hear my hot take? I think that it's 60-40 chance that Kawhi Leonard isn't a Los Angeles Clipper on opening night of the next season.
So,
now that Giannis is off the board and you see teams like Detroit that are clearing cap space and other teams are trying to shake things up, I think Kawhi Leonard might be the biggest name out there on the trade market right now. And given where the Clippers are at now as a franchise and the direction that they're going, they know they're not a title contender. They want to get younger. They need to desperately recoup some draft capital. And who knows, there's still the whole investigation with Kawhi too that could end up with them having to void his contract and suddenly he's a free agent. I don't know. So maybe it's a situation where they just want to trade so they don't even have to come to terms with that and try to get some assets back. I could absolutely see him being gone. So so then to get back to the draft portion, let's say Kawhi is gone. Well, then you could do Garland, Mathurin, and Keaton Wagler. That's a pretty good backcourt for
I think Wagler is going to get a good opportunity there because I'm with you. 60-40, I think sounds right. Kind of moving down the list here. I think AJ DeBanza will be the highest scorer his rookie season, but I would not be surprised if Darius Akoff beats DeBanza in scoring as a rookie because I think Sacramento is going to get a guy that's going to score a bunch. I think Darius Akoff is going to score a bunch for the Kings. I like that pick. You mentioned Dallas taking Merez at 9 over Lindeberg and Mara. If I'm Dusty May, I'm probably taking Merez Johnson over those 3 Michigan guys. So Dallas probably told him, hey, man, you just got hired yesterday. There's 3 Michigan guys available for you. Which one do you want? I mean, don't you think that probably what happened, right? You got this new head coach. You got 3 of your old guys there. You've done your research on all 3 guys. It was probably close. Hey, which one do you want? I don't know if Lindeberg's going to be much in the NBA. I don't love Golden State getting Lindeberg at 11. I don't know about Mara going to Oklahoma City. Like, I'm not sure what that's going to do. So Merez is probably my favorite Michigan guy there. And then one more hot take here. Well, I don't know about hot take, but I like the Heinz Steinbach for my Charlotte Hornets. And I missed it. I like the Christian Anderson move as well. They got Christian Anderson at 18 from Texas Tech. I like my Texas Tech dudes. I like my Texas Tech dudes. Because what are Big 12 basketball players? They're dudes.
They're dudes. Yeah. Which Rodney, the guy, because obviously, you're a lot more familiar with these prospects than I am, but like the Cameron Carr highlight reel that they were playing after the Lakers picked him, all I kept saying out loud was, wow, that's a dude. Like 6'6", crazy long wingspan. He could fly, like he could shoot. I'm like, how is that guy the 24th overall pick? Like, you're not going to find a lot of just like guys that just scream NBA talent that low. And I was just thinking of you, and I was like, that's a dude there from Baylor. Like, that was a good. It just looks the part of a NBA player.
Yeah, no, and so hopefully that means the Hornets can just make another step up or so, because I have pledged my allegiance to the Charlotte Hornets. But now until my cousin goes away somewhere else. But and then looking down the list, Zuby Ejiofor went to the Hawks. I don't know, I struggle with big men. And like how they can handle the NBA. We'll see on Zuby. Same with Terrace Reed. He's going to San Antonio. Like Terrace Reed out of UConn. Like what's his fit for San Antonio? Koa Pete was the last pick in the first round. He's pretty freaking good. He's going to Phoenix.
Wasn't he someone who, like, before the season started was supposed to be a lottery pick?
Oh yeah. He went 30th. Yeah. He went 30th. Yeah. I thought that was kind of a steal for them to get him at 30. So then that kind of Go ahead.
How about this one here? How about the Memphis Grizzlies drafting Bennett Sturts, 16th overall, then trading Bennett Sturts to the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for 3 second-round picks?
3.
But like 16th overall for 3 second-round picks, like I feel like the Thunder are like, we'll take your mid-first round pick. We'll add him to a rotation, a guy that fits our team perfectly. And then the Grizzlies today. And then the Grizzlies today get Isaiah Stewart for 3 second-round picks. So they essentially traded a mid-first-round pick for Isaiah Stewart, who's going to be their backup center.
Yeah. And then that brings me to the point, like, why is John Morant still with the Grizzlies? Because nobody wants him?
Yes, that's why. Like, no one wants John Morant. That's the only explanation. No one wants him.
I mean, like, yeah. And that's so sad because, like, I was so excited for the Ja Zion era of the NBA, and here we are. Like, they're hardly even thought about. They're hardly even thought about. But
I tell you, I routinely forget that Zion Williamson exists. Routinely,
I know. Yeah.
It's very sad.
I was so excited for the Ja Zion era.
Yeah, we all were. No, we all were. We all thought that those were going to be like the faces of the NBA for the next decade. And I mean, like, Ja was exciting. Like those first 3-4 years, like he was very exciting. It just hasn't worked out. I would love to see them both in new places. Ja especially. I'm stunned he's still in Memphis. All right. So do you have, like, out of what you watched last night and maybe even today, if you want to include that, do you have any picks that, like, really stood out as, like, I love that player, I love his fit with this team? Like, what really stood out to you?
Well, if I'm going to call Darren Peterson the best player to ever play a Utah Jazz,
I still can't get over that. Like, you're literally saying Darren Peterson is going to be like one of the top 30 players in the history of the NBA. Like that's essentially what you just said.
I mean, yeah, Karl Malone was pretty good, and even John Stockton wasn't bad. I said
Pete
what
Maravich.
I said.
Do you think? All right, so is Darren Peterson going to be better than Pete Maravich?
It's hard for me to tell because, like, Pete Maravich's not my era, right? Like,
all right, the new one. All right, so Darren Peterson, is his career going to be better than Darren Williams?
yeah.
Is he going to be better than Donovan Mitchell?
I think so.
Wow. I mean, that's perennial all-star, like borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So you asked me about favorite picks. I didn't even mention LeBaron Farallon from Alabama to Philadelphia. Yeah. Like, Philadelphia's got dudes that can score, man. I like this pick. I think he's going to do well in Philly. And then I mentioned Koa Pete in Phoenix. I think that's a great pick at 30 for them. That's my first round favorite. Second round, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I have a second. Emmanuel Sharp to Sacramento because he's a Houston Cougar, the second winningest player in Houston basketball history. And I did not realize he is the all-time leading three-point shooter for the Houston Cougars. And then one more, Bruce Thornton went to the Rockets. Good player for Ohio State. We'll see how he fits in, but I like the player. So there's a few favorites.
You mentioned before the show to me that you liked Braden Smith going to Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, a hometown. That's it. But I don't know how he'll fit with the Pacers, but I feel like that's fitting because, like, if you're from Indiana, like, you got to stay in Indiana, right? Indiana basketball, like, if you did it, you have to stay there.
Seems like
I feel like it's just a big homecoming. Like the whole Indiana thing is. It's kind of a cult. Indiana basketball is kind of a cult.
In the nicest way possible. Yeah. I think
I've got all sorts of hot takes tonight, huh?
Yeah. So Darren Peterson, greatest Utah Jazz who ever lived. Indiana basketball is a cult. I think more people would agree on the second one than the first one. But
that's what this show's needed. It's needed a little hot take. It's needed a little life. So here we go. I'm bringing it tonight.
All right. Speaking of hot, how about the Heat? They pulled it off. First of all right. I am so glad that the Boston media did not gaslight us into thinking that Hugo Gonzalez was supposed to be this, like, huge untouchable piece. Like, Roddy, up until like 3 days ago when we were all talking about this Giannis deal and the Celtics, trying to get him, did you have an idea who Hugo Gonzalez was?
No. I mean, obviously, I read some of the stuff too, but I did not.
It was a no-brainer when I saw that the Celtics were offering Jaylen Brown and Hugo Gonzalez and 2 first-round picks. I was like, obviously the Heat package is so much better. And Sure enough, the Heat finally get it done. They get Giannis and Bobby Portis, which honestly, like, you and I know from playing DFS, like, Bobby Portis, you give him minutes, man, and he'll take advantage of them. I've always really liked Bobby Portis a lot. But in exchange, Milwaukee gets Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, former Diamond dude, Kasparis Yakachonis, 3 first-round picks, including 13 from this year, a pick swap, and a second-round pick. So it was a lot. It was a lot to get Giannis, and now Miami is looking at probably, I would have to say, the best front court in the NBA if you have Giannis and Bam Adebayo next to each other. Yeah. Certainly defensively. You're not going to have a lot of people doing damage against you in the paint with those two on the court. Do you view the Heat now as a legitimate title contender in a weaker Eastern Conference? And I'll tell you my thoughts afterwards.
I mean, I mean, obviously they've improved, but I mean, I think at this point you got to question Giannis's health for a full season from now until he's done, right? Like, how long has it been since we've seen Giannis in a full season? Well, and none of these stars play full seasons anymore. I get that, but I mean they're much improved and they are at the top or near the top of the East. But I still don't think they're the Eastern Conference contender favorites. I probably would still take. I mean, we talked about it. We're not buying into the Knicks. but I'd probably still take current state Boston. But that's going to change, right?
Like that's going to change. I mean, Jaylen Brown. They can't keep Jaylen Brown now.
No,
that's not
you
happening.
Wouldn't think. Cleveland is still going to be good. I mean, okay. Yeah. So ask me when Detroit's done, because Detroit, by moving Isaiah Stewart, literally has opened up to they can go get about anybody they want.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, they were preparing to max off for Austin Reeves before the Lakers were able to keep him in town. They're going to be aggressive for sure, and they should be. This is the time to do it.
Yeah. I mean, if they wanted to call LeBron James, they could.
Imagine LeBron James ending his career in Detroit of all places.
Yeah. What a weird finish, right? Like near the bottom of choices that he would finish his career. What are we doing here?
There's no universe that I would have predicted that happening if that happens. Like I think Kawhi, I would say like realistically that they're a destination for Norman Powell, because not only does it improve your team, but it also weakens a rival in Miami. I'm serious. Like I think Kawhi makes a lot of sense if they really want to go big game hunting. But yeah, like they can get anyone. So I'm with you there. Like Detroit was already much better, and they have the potential to really like do something fun this offseason.
So what do you think about Miami now that Giannis is there? What's your title contender thoughts?
So like people are forgetting, like I kept seeing, oh, look at this starting five. And yeah, like it's a really good starting five if it's the exact same. So right now it'd be Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis, and then Bam Adebayo. That's pretty good. Except Norman Powell's an unrestricted free agent, and unless he takes a massive, massive pay cut, he can't afford to bring him back. So, like, Norman Powell was an all-star last year. That's not like a guy that's like, oh, we could easily replace him. Like, that's a lot of scoring that you're just letting walk away. And then Andrew Wiggins has a player option that I'm sure he's going to opt out of as well, and he has a chance to get paid somewhere. Suddenly you lose those guys, and it's like, beyond that, you just traded, like, I mean, Jaquez, Ware, Hero, Yakachonis, like those are 4 of the probably 9 guys that were in their rotation last year.
Yeah.
So you have quite a bit to fill out. And like Giannis isn't really a shooting threat. Bam isn't really a consistent shooting threat. Like they need to really mindfully build the rest of this roster around those 2 players now before I'm ready to officially say, yeah, this team's ready to compete for a title. And they have to do it. It's not like they can be patient and say, oh, we're going to take the long-term approach here with roster building. Because you said it perfectly. Giannis is in his 30s. He's played more than 67 games once since 2019. Right? So he's missed a 15 games a year, all but 1 year for the past like 6 years. He's on the other side of 30. He's also, by the way, a fun fact, he's missed at least 1 playoff game like each of his last 4 or 5 seasons as well. So like, it's not like he's just healthy in the playoffs. He's battling through injuries there too. So like, this is the time for them to win. Like they have to do it now. So they need to be able to, how do they get better spacing? How do they get better shooters? Because like they need shooters right now because they're probably, as currently constructed, assuming that Norman Powell's gone, they're the worst shooting team in the league right now at this exact moment. And it's hard to win in the NBA if you can't shoot basketball. Like it doesn't happen. So yeah, they're a team that, like obviously there's a lot to love with Giannis and Bam together, and it's super interesting, but it's such an incomplete roster that I can't in good conscience say like, oh yeah, they're a title contender.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see how they finish this roster before I enshrine them as a true title contender. I mean, because this has been a team that's been like, we've joked like this is a play-in team, right? And I'm not sure 30-something-year-old Giannis, with the subtraction of some of the players that helped him, is a 7 to 8 team in the East improvement. Top 5 in the East, I could buy that, but contenders? No, I'm not ready to buy the contender yet.
And I've seen Klay Thompson linked to them. I've seen Buddy Hield linked to them. Like there's going to be some veterans that they'll pick up, and they have the space to do that. And honestly, if they're able to figure out a way to keep Powell and Wiggins, suddenly I'm a little bit higher on them, because then it's like, then you have that shooting on the outside, you have that perimeter defense, you have that spacing. I'm just like, okay, I like it. I don't know if I love Davion Mitchell being their like full starting point guard. That's a little scary, especially when you look at the Eastern Conference and it's like, oh, Jalen Brunson is there.
Right.
Like, it's like the other point guards that you have to compete with are Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Derek White, like James Harden. It's like, yeah, you kind of stand out a little bit with Davion Mitchell, who, by the way, is one of the 8 men who changed my life. So I won't say too much bad about him. But, yeah, like –
he's the reason you live in Hawaii.
Yeah, no. And you know who I realized, too, watching the finals? OG Anunoby is also one of the 8 men who changed my life.
Yeah, and Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Ryan Kalkbrenner, yeah. Wemby.
Yeah, not
I was
bad.
explaining this to my wife as we were watching the NBA Finals. I was like, all right, you see those men right now? They're the reason we are where we are. You celebrate them.
But you're out on Wemby. Just a reminder, you're out on Wemby.
I am. Yeah, I am. He has a lot of maturing to do for me to start rooting for him again, because I think he is on a collision course to being the league's number 1 villain.
The next question that you ask here, next domino to fall. I'll take the easy answer and then let you give me the real answer. I mean, it's got to be Jaylen Brown, right? Like Shams is still out there saying Boston wants to trade him. They're motivated to trade him. There's a sense of urgency to trade him. Like, that's got to be the right answer, right? But maybe it's Kawhi. Mm-hmm. Maybe, is Ja a full domino, or is he just like a half domino now? Like, I don't even know what.
I think it's a half domino for Ja.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's just a little piece. He barely even knocks the next one over. So, Jaylen Brown's the right answer, right?
Yeah, I think Jaylen Brown's definitely the number 1 answer. Like, I honestly don't know if like we're gonna see a Kawhi move like right now or like around July 1st, but that's just someone that I'm definitely like keeping my eye on, and there's a little bit of smoke around it. But yeah, like Jaylen Brown makes a lot of sense there. As a trade candidate, like, and you'll see like sign-in trades as well. Like the guys that are free agents, like Norman Powell, for instance, like that's someone where if I'm Miami and I'm like, okay, if we can't afford to bring Norman Powell back, but we still need to fill out our roster, like that's a good opportunity for them to try to figure out a sign-in trade situation where maybe they like work it out with Detroit and they're able to get at least something back to fill out their roster, even though they're letting Powell go. So, like, those sign-in trades, I think, are interesting. Where do you think Jaylen Brown ends up going, by the way? Because there's a couple teams that stand out. I could see Portland being a spot for him.
Yeah. Yeah, Portland. I mean, are we sure that's not what Detroit's trying to do?
Do the Celtics trade with the number 1 seed in the East?
I mean,
how
probably not.
How about the San Antonio Spurs?
Oh, okay.
What if they bring in a third team? They send Fox somewhere. So like the Spurs have a young players. They could probably like. It could be like Vassell and picks. Some got like some package centering around Vassell that goes to Boston. De'Aaron Fox ends up going somewhere else. And then, picks obviously go to Boston as well. And then Jaylen Brown is a Spur. And then it's Harper, Castle, Brown, who cares? And then Wemby. That's a Western Conference winner. That's going to win the West over OKC. Like that will beat the Thunder any day of the week, in my opinion.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm all for that. Which the Thunder, by the way. So I was looking at aprons today with the NBA salary cap. So the Thunder are like they need to shed like $30 million of payroll just to get under the second apron for this year. So like they traded Aaron Wiggins for a couple picks. There's rumors that they're going to trade Isaiah Joe. And because like they just got Bennett Sturts and basically like Bennett Sturts is going to be that shooter that could replace Isaiah Joe now. So I think that Isaiah Joe is going to be the next casualty. A lot of people think Lou Dort is going to be on his way out too, because like they have to really cut into that depth just to get under the second apron. It's like, Williams makes a lot of money. SGA makes a lot of money. Chet makes a lot of money. Like that's the cost of doing business. So like the Spurs are going to be in a position to add and improve, where like the Thunder are going to be subtracting key players from their core. So I'm interested to see how the pieces work there.
So it's the Spurs world. We're all just living in it.
Well, unless you count the Knicks, unless you count them losing in 5 games to the Knicks in the finals. Aside from that. All right, real quick, we spent a lot of time on the NBA here. Rodney, have you been keeping up with some of these NHL trades that have happened the last few days?
Not as strong as you. I'll answer that right away. I do know that my boy Jordan Kyrou got moved, and many Blues fans were excited to see him gone. Not really the most popular Blue that's ever played. But I will yield this segment to you and let you walk us through some of these.
Well, let's go in like chronological order here. So the big one was from Sunday. Brady Tkachuk goes to Florida for 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. So now we have both Tkachuks playing together in Florida. By the way, yet another member of that gold medal winning United States hockey team that has now been traded. I don't think it's a coincidence. That's all I'm going to say there.
Yeah.
Then in the last 48 hours or so, you had the Sharks getting another top 10 pick. They shipped William Eklund, who was a former lottery guy, to Ottawa. You mentioned Jordan Kyrou going to Washington in exchange for a first-round pick and a couple players. The one that really tickled a lot of us, though, and this was yesterday, the Chicago Blackhawks, and I'm pretty sure this is the entire reason that Dan tuned into our show tonight.
Right.
So the Blackhawks, who, Rodney, I'm going to tell you something fun, and you and I both have a shared disdain for all things Chicago Blackhawks. Did you know that Chicago has had 4 consecutive seasons finishing 31st in the NHL? They have been the second worst team in the NHL for 4 straight seasons. 3 of those with generational super goat Connor Bedard, the next McDavid / Crosby / Gretzky / Jesus.
That's not very good.
No, it's not. So they haven't exactly been a team that has improved at all. In fact, they've stayed exactly the same. But yesterday, they swing a deal. They got Bowen Byram, who's a defenseman from the Buffalo Sabres. Originally was on Colorado, then on Buffalo, and now with the Blackhawks, former 4th overall pick, who is good offensive player, but leaves a lot left to be desired defensively. I think his career high in points is 40-something. He's 25 already. And the Blackhawks traded the 4th overall pick for Friday's draft, a 2nd-round pick, and one of their young defensemen, I forget the name, but I believe he actually led the team in points as a defenseman last year. So they gave up all that for Bowen Byram, who has 1 year left on his deal. So, because they don't have any leverage in the situation, they're going to have to sign Byram. People think it's going to be a minimum of $10 million per year for a guy that's never been a number 1 defenseman in his career. And the Blackhawks just gave up the 4th overall pick to do it. We have not had a top 5 pick traded in the NHL since 2008. And the Blackhawks just did it yesterday for Bowen Byram. So overall, I would say that the grand consensus here, Rodney, is that the deal reeked of desperation. There are certain players where I think you can make an argument that it is okay to trade a top 5 pick. Like If the Blackhawks were getting Austin Matthews, I understand it. If they were getting Cale Makar, fourth over, but Bowen Byram was shocking. It's shocking that they would give up that pick, and they're banking on him being a absolutely dominant all-star number one shutdown defenseman, none of which Bowen Byram has been in his entire career. So it's interesting, and it is a absolutely like era-defining move for Kyle Davidson, because if this doesn't work out, I told you, Dan. No, I knew it. That's fine. But like, if this doesn't work out, then the seat is on fire. Like it is absolutely on fire, and I don't think he could sit on it because it's going to be too hot. Because like last point here, Rodney, like the two things that the Blackhawks needed too desperately was better defense, because they gave up a lot of goals and they're a very young team, and a wing for Bedard, because in his 3 years there, they haven't given him really anyone of value to play alongside. And Byram addresses neither of those. And they won't have a first-round pick on Friday to help their rebuild. So it's a perplexing move that is almost getting universally just panned right now.
I hate to see it, is really all I have to say. I don't know. I don't have any hot takes necessarily to chime in here, besides it's kind of funny. Byram, also has missed significant time due to multiple concussions. Like that's kind of a red flag. 1 year left on his deal. Yikes. Yeah. Doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Even for a moderate hockey fan, this doesn't sound good.
No. I was going to say this, Roddy, just a fun thing before we move on here. So last year, the Blues made some waves by offer sheeting not one but two restricted free agents, both of which from the Oilers. It was Broberg and then I forget the other one. Is it just like an unwritten rule to not offer sheet certain guys? Because Connor Bedard's a restricted free agent, and like who's to stop a team out there from just saying, "Hey, we're going to give Connor Bedard $15 million a year"?
Yeah. It might happen.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, Dylan Holloway. He knows everything. He knows everything. Puck. Dylan Holloway and Victor Broberg were the two guys that the Blues offer sheeted both of them. So like it happens, but like you just don't see it very often for some reason.
Yeah, Dylan Holloway. Yeah, I should have known that one.
Yep. It sounds like, though, Rodney, speaking of your Blues, that Robert Thomas is safe. It sounds like they're not going to be shopping him, at least for right now. So, congratulations.
Yeah, but I still don't. I mean, obviously 4 picks in the first round, but like they're still a long way away. It seems like the rebuild is still years away.
Yep. All right. Quick, stupid World Cup updates. It seems like we are officially going to be getting U.S. versus Bosnia. Was it Bosnia Herzegovina?
Bosnia or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like that's going to be our round of 32. What we talked about last week is that the U.S., the way that the bracket's lining up is extremely favorable for the United States, where it's looking like if they end up playing Bosnia and then they beat them, then you're likely looking at like Egypt in the round of 16.
Okay.
You'll probably be a favorite there too.
Yeah. They set up well, and they get to stay on the West Coast because they are going to start in Santa Clara on July 1st, it appears. So like they're already on the West Coast. They've been in LA, Seattle. Mm-hmm. They're going to start in Santa Clara. And then I believe the second round game would be back in Seattle. Back in Seattle. And then if they moved on from there, they're back in Inglewood, right? Like you're staying mm-hmm. on the West Coast through this. And then of course the quarterfinal would be in Arlington and then the final in New Jersey. But like you're talking 3 playoff games in the West Coast. Like that's important for teams. Like you're barely traveling, and some of these others are going to be traveling quite a bit. So that's a big mm-hmm. deal. Now tomorrow night's game means nothing.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
there's talk about Pulisic playing. That seems kind of dumb. No.
Maybe he'll play for a little bit. I mean, they could bring him out as a sub late in the game if they want, just to give him a little bit of run. Probably doesn't hurt that bad.
Yeah. It just seems like
you don't
necessarily need to play. And anybody that's had a yellow card, well, I guess they erase after the group play because they have that goofy rule of like 2. But I believe after the group play they reset for the bracket play. So maybe that doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, you're playing Turkey tomorrow. You don't have a lot to play for. But in saying that, like, you're going to have 50,000 fans there. Do you really want to suck? I still think you'll see a pretty good American team tomorrow. I think they'll look good against Turkey.
Yeah.
They should win that one. They're minus 110. But Turkey is going to be a little desperate, right? They have. I mean, no,
they need to try to score a goal at least. They've had 2 games; they haven't scored a goal yet. That's kind of going to be important for them to just have some sort of pride. I picked them. Yeah. I picked them to win the group. A lot of people thought that team was the best of the 4 there. They've been absolutely dreadful. So, they need to show some sort of life.
And they can't get in because Australia and Paraguay
they're done.
3 points, and the winner of that will get in with them. But it should be an interesting one tomorrow night.
All right, congratulations, Wyndham Clark, for his 2nd U.S. Open championship. I'm glad that Sunday got a little bit closer, but overall a pretty lackluster U.S. Open. I hate when there's a guy who gets out to a big lead and just sort of like the wire to wire stuff. I hate. Give me a Sunday where there's 9 guys that are all tied for the lead or within 1 stroke and just it's a total frenzy, and who knows. That's what was great about the PGA Championship this year. Yeah, it didn't have didn't have the huge names. Aaron Rai ended up winning, but there was a lot of intrigue. We didn't know what was going to happen, and Wyndham Clark, it was of course he's going to win.
So we've got the Travelers coming up starting tomorrow, the John Deere kind of in your old backyard. Then they got one more weekend than the Open Championship in 3 weeks. So that's my favorite, but we're gearing up for the Open. But no, I mean it was a fine U.S. Open, but not. I mean middle level, mid, as the kids would say. It was mid.
It was sus. It was a sus U.S. Open. It was a sus Open.
Mid's probably my better answer there.
Yep. The NFL got a little jealous of all the other sports making headlines today, so they had to have some headlines and I flashed on the screen here. Lions quarterback Terrion Arnold arrested in connection with kidnapping and robbery.
That's not good. That's a bad idea.
It's not good. That's not good. Not good juju for the Lions there, unfortunately. All right, let's recap best bets for betting. Not a good week for either of us. A little better for you. So you naturally nailed your 2 strongest sports, soccer and the WNBA, but you whiffed on all 3 of your baseball money lines. Cardinals, Pirates, Mariners, all losers. So that's 2 and 3 for you. Meanwhile, I also whiffed real bad. I got my Yankees on Friday with Cole on the mound, but lost Nationals Rays by a run, lost Cardinals, Dodgers only won by a run, and then Turkey I overestimated them overall. So that's 1 and 4 for me, 2 and 3 for you. So despite you gaining a game, you are still sitting at 88 and 97, and I'm now under 500 at 92 and 93. So bad week, and we'll try to get back on the right track here this week.
So I should probably hold off on asking for best bets for betting sponsorships.
Hey man, if the Substack is hitting, then yeah. Or maybe we just conveniently decide that July 1st is when we reset the order when we do take sponsorships.
I mean, so half year. I mean, that's not terrible.
That's not awful. I mean, God, we're betting on baseball at this point. How well's that going for us?
Yeah, not great. Not great.
Not great. All right, let's remember someone. I asked Rodney seconds before we went live on the air. I said, "Hey, Rodney, name any player, and of course he did. He did what I thought he was going to do, a '90s St. Louis Cardinal. So, Rodney, remember Ray Langford?
Yeah, left-handed swinger, man. I loved Ray Langford out in the outfield for the Cardinals. But my question is, what do you remember about Ray Langford?
I remember my first ever baseball video game was All-Star Baseball. I think All-Star Baseball 99 or All-Star Baseball. It was All-Star Baseball 2000, I think, on the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
And I remember Ray Langford being on the Cardinals because I used to play with the Cardinals a lot because they had Mark McGwire. And I loved Mark McGwire as a kid. 70 home runs. I don't know if you heard that. So I played a lot with the Cardinals. So I remembered that Ray Langford was there. I remember JD Drew was there. All of those guys that were part of those Cardinals teams. I remember Ray Langford just being the top of that order. So that's my memory of him as the video game version of him, but not as an actual player because I was so young at that time.
Well, Ray Langford spent 2 stints with the St. Louis Cardinals. He was there from 1990 to 2001. He spent a season with the Padres and then came back and finished with the Cardinals in 2004. He was a one-time All-Star, which has me wondering, why is Ray Langford in the St. Louis Cardinals Hall of Fame?
Well, you said it yourself. He spent, 12 years there? 13 years.
Yeah.
He was 13 years with the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, that's a long time to be wearing that uniform. It was good. It was a really solid player for those years.
Yeah. But are we doing it for longevity or are we actually doing it for on field? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he does deserve it, but one time All-Star?
Yeah, the highest in
Career
MVP voting. He was 16th in MVP voting in 97, 18th in 92. He was 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting. So it's funny. He opened his career top 3 in Rookie of the Year and then top 20 in MVP, his first 2 years in the league.
Yeah.
So, and then mid 90s, he was a 5-6 WAR player. I mean, he had a. I guess I never really thought of Ray Langford as being a real power guy. He had 31 homers, 105 RBIs in 1998, and 26 stolen bases.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Big Mac, Mark McGwire. Meanwhile, Ray Langford's hitting 30 dongs.
Yeah, in that era, 30 was a ton.
No, I mean in that era, 30 was nothing because it was a steroid era. But Ray Langford.
Yeah.
All right, is this reckless speculation to say Ray Langford suddenly hitting 30 plus homers in the late 90s and then ending with 15 homers? Does that raise any eyebrows or no? Are we just going to move past it?
I mean, we've looked past Jake Arrieta for over a decade now.
Yeah, everyone except you. You've had the third eye open with Jake Arrieta for about 10 years now.
Yeah, the most blatant cheating that never was acknowledged in the history of sports. Jake Arrieta obviously cheated for a 2-year span. There's no way you can just simply become unhittable for 2 years and then all of a sudden just be it's over now. Come on, that ain't right. But yeah, no, I'm probably with you. Ray Langford achieved an unusual distinction. He hit a home run as the first batter of the season. It was the first day of the season and only one game was played that day. That's on his Wikipedia page. So he would hit a home run as the first batter of the season.
So he led off. Yeah, so he was the leadoff hitter, first game of the year, leadoff hitter, and he hit a homer.
A dong. Yeah. Yeah. So when he went into the Cardinal Hall of Fame in 2018, here were the names he went in with real quick. Vince Coleman.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Good player.
Keith Hernandez.
Yep. Won an MVP with the Cardinals. Won an MVP with the Cardinals. So, yep. Jason Isringhausen, longtime.
Jason Isringhausen.
Yep.
Scott Rowland.
A Hall of Famer. Yep.
Lee Smith.
Hall of Famer. Yep.
And John Tudor.
I don't know John Tudor.
Okay. Left-handed pitcher, maybe. Left-handed pitcher. Career 3.12 ERA, 988 career strikeouts. So but he was a World Series champion in 1988. So he's a Cardinal legend forever.
So just to be clear, so this is not the retired numbers. These are just the Cardinals Hall of Fame.
Correct.
Right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then who cares? That's fine to be in the Cardinals Hall of Fame.
I mean, every year they have
years there.
Yeah. I mean, Yachty and Albert will be going in together to the Cardinal Hall of Fame.
Well, both of them are going to get their numbers retired too.
That's true.
I think the team Hall of Fame, you can pretty much the bar is pretty low, and that's not just for the Cardinals; it's for any MLB team. Team Hall of Fame, go ahead, whatever you want to do. But if we're talking they're going to retire Ray Langford's number, then I think I raise some flags.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
I'm with you. Okay. All right.
Yep.
That was a question I had, and you answered it. So good work.
Did you know Ray Langford was drafted by the Cubs 1 year before he was drafted by the Cardinals?
Really? I don't think I remembered that. No.
He does, yeah. And it's not like it was it was high school and then 3 years later in college. No, it was same college. He just didn't sign with the Cubs. And then a year later, out of Modesto Junior College, was drafted by the Cardinals. And he's like, you know what? I will sign with you.
And that's why he's a beloved St. Louis Cardinal.
And that's why he's in the Cardinals Hall of Fame. I think we just figured it out. He knew right then and there. He's like, I ain't playing for no Chicago sports team. Not happening.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Not happening.
Anyways,
let's get out of here.
That's Ray Langford. Yeah, that's Ray Langford.
That's Ray Langford. And I do remember him now. So thank you, Rodney. That was a good name. And we'll do another one tomorrow because we're going to go back to back. We're going to do a show Thursday. But first, a couple things that I want to throw out there, and then I'll let you go. So just remember to follow us, Stupid Sports Show, on Twitter. And then Roddy Substack, you've seen the QR code on the screen the entire show. Make sure to go sign up, scan it. Get free picks sent to your inbox every single day. Despite the records on here, Rodney's making a killing this month on Substack. So follow his picks and you'll win some money. So anyway, what were you saying?
I don't remember what I was saying, but yes, we'll be back tomorrow. And let's see, what can we do tomorrow? We can, more NBA. There'll be more NBA news. We can wrap up second round of the draft. We can let's talk about MLB All-Star Game voting.
Yeah, I think today was the last day for the first round of voting. So I think we're going to know who the voter, the finalists are tomorrow. Think so?
Yeah. Let's talk a little All-Star Game voting because that's coming up soon.
Yeah, we didn't do any baseball talk today, so I like that. I like the show prepping here live on the air.
Yeah.
This is about what goes into it too.
Yeah, no, because we'll get more July action for the NFL, the college football, things like that. So baseball tomorrow. That's what it's going to be.
Perfect. Well, that sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow night. See you, Dan. Thanks for joining us as always. Thank you for your hard work as our unpaid but beloved producer. For Rodney Newpol, I'm Tim Iron Mike Van Straten. Thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central, for another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Straten. Yeah.